Welcome, everyone, to the Chasta and Huey podcast. It's like hanging out with your childhood buddies at a dive bar having a beer together. Through your headphones. Or better yet, they're like a security blanket. Maybe a little itchy, but still warm and cozy. It's time for the show. Here's Chasta and Huey. Cheers.
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 Ah, look at that. Your new coffee mug I got you for Christmas and your new shirt. It looks good. Do you like it?
Oh my, well, first off, I could fit in it. Like, I was kind of concerned. I could fit in it just fine. And honestly, it's that really soft fabric. I'm like, oh.
Well, I was hoping so, because I got that straight off Green Day's website and I was like,
Yeah.
surely they have the good merch because you can't feel it, you know, and I know how particular you are about merch, which I fully understand.
Yeah.
But I was like, I hope it's good. And it felt good whenever I got it in the mail. I was like, oh, thank God.
But I like it, yes. Green Day. If you're watching on YouTube, you can see this. But if you're listening to the audio version, it says Green Day with a skull and like wings in East Bay, California. So
I thought it was cool.
Cool.
I mean, obviously, I loved it because it had a skull on it. I was like, that's like the hardest Green Day shirt I've seen. And I didn't think that you had that one.
No, I did have that one.
Yeah. And also the mug I didn't think you had. So I was really, it's hard to buy you something from Green Day that you don't have.
Well, it's actually, I'm glad you got this. So I have another Green Day mug, an Oakland coffee mug.
Oakland coffee one.
And it has the same material, like the designs on the cup. Not the same exact designs, but like the what do you call it? It's almost like a sticker. I don't know how to describe it.
The writing,
But my brother put in the
dishwasher,
and it started peeling off. So I'm
yeah.
like, so no, this stuff, like these type of mugs, you need to hand wash them. So I'm gonna remind him, do not put this in the dishwasher.
Yeah, even if they say it's dishwasher safe, I have found over time they will start to rub off. So better safe than sorry. But you look fabulous. I'm glad.
Thank you.
Almost 3 weeks after Christmas, I was even getting shamed by Cody because your present has been by the door. But here's the thing: like I actually saw you over the break a few times, but every time we were like out at a show.
Oh yeah.
I couldn't like bring your Christmas present into the Fillmore, you know.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
it just didn't work out. So finally, got to give it to you.
No, it's all good. No, thank you. And it wrapped up in a really amazing Friday night. So it was like, well, first I was Cody going to try to open it himself. Like, I'm claiming it. It's for me now.
He was. It was sitting by the door and it was driving him crazy that there was just a present staring him at the face. I'm like, you don't need to worry about it. It's Uncle Danny's. And he's like, I know, but you haven't given it to him. I'm like, what is that? What's your argument, bro? Yeah, he's a funny one, that kid. But yeah, Friday night, let's get into it. We've got some stories to tell. Friday night was amazing. Hello to my niece, Michaela, who just joined on the chat. We love you, sister. It is your first day back to school, so I'm going to have to text her in a little bit and see how that's going.
Back to school.
Back to school. Are we interrupting your school day? So yeah, Friday night. Okay, so there's some behind the scenes stories that were just super cool. It was a great show at the Guild in Menlo Park. The Guild Theater. We love that place. State Line Empire opened for Close Enemies, and we knew it was going to be cool, but I don't know that we really could have known how cool that night would end up.
Yeah. So first off, like State Line Empire announced, was it last month, that they're opening up this show for Close Enemies. And for anyone tuning in right now, it's like, wait, what's Close Enemies? The best way to describe it, it's a new classic rock sounding, blues, hard rock sounding super group of featuring Tom Hamilton, the bass player of Aerosmith, but also just a group of musicians. Their list of accomplishments in the music industry is amazing. You got Trace, who's the guitarist. He's known for his time with teching for AC/DC and Rolling Stones. By the way, I was thinking, I had a chance to text you this. Could Trace, would he be at Levi Stadium later on this year with AC/DC in August?
Oh God, of course he probably would. Probably would. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But he works directly for Angus, from what I understand. We got to ask him.
Yeah, so I know we got to text him. We got his number. So be like, put it out there.
Group thread. He was the nicest person I think I've ever met. Trace Foster is his name. And what a phenomenal guitar. Here's the thing. We were talking to him privately, and I won't talk about the whole conversation because he was telling us some private information. But what I will say is the headline was the reason he pretty much started this band was so beautiful. And it was like, all I can say is it's his time to shine. You know, it's his moment in the sun, and he deserves it. They all do. They're all phenomenal.
Yeah. Trace has for decades has worked behind the scenes helping other bands out. Like I said, the Rolling Stones, AC/DC, the list goes on. And we will do an interview with him soon in the near future, and we can let him list off everything and tell some funny stories. But it's nice that at this point in his life, he's having the time to shine on stage, rock out, present these songs that he wrote and created. So it's really happy for him. But also Peter Stroud, he's the other guitarist.
His guitar playing was so dumb. It was insane.
His hand, like I was looking at his fingers, like
I mean, I was trying to follow along with it. It was wild. I mean, it was striking Viking here in the comments. That's Brother Thomas. Thomas, maybe you can speak, to his guitar prowess from, you're a guitarist from that angle. But I mean, just from like a pure fan point of view, my jaw was dropped.
Yeah. The thing I want to talk about Trace, when we do interview him in the near future, I would love to talk kind of gear with him because I was loving his black Gibson Les Paul and I was looking at his pedal board, and I would love to ask him what influence by teching with all these other bands. So obviously Angus Young, I don't know if it's with Ronnie Wood or Keith Richards, who's he tech for in Rolling Stone, but like, does he get ideas of what equipment to use from working with those guys that he brings to his own guitar playing? So I love to get into that, but I was staring at his because we're on his side mostly. But yeah, Peter Stroud, awesome. We know he's known for being the music director and guitarist for Sheryl Crow for I think over 25 years. Tony Brock, the drummer from the Babies, also Rod Stewart. Our interview with him is on the Bones YouTube channel. He was badass.
Such a love. Oh my God. I was getting teary-eyed watching his drum solo.
But I was going to say his drum solo, he did it towards the end of the set. Like, give him credit. Like, drum solos, drummers usually do like halfway during the set, roughly, give or take. He did it like second to last song at the end. So it's like, he's already been playing. Like, that's the other thing. Did you notice they did 10 songs, but they stretched it out to about an hour and 45 minutes.
It was an hour and 45 minutes. Because the reason I know that is because I had promised my friend who was babysitting Cody what time I would be back, and I was desperately late. And I was texting her like, I think they have a couple more songs. I was trying to zoom in on their set list because I didn't want to miss a second of it. And so like, no, you're good. You're fine. I'm glad you're having a great time. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
Thomas and Peter just had so much mojo. Trace too. They really did. Each had a whole vibe. They were chasing a whole vibe.
So yeah, Chasen Hampton on vocals. So if you guys don't know, he used to be on the Mickey Mouse Club back in the late 80s, early 90s. And so I geeked out with him. Like I met up with him and I was like, dude, I'm a big fan. And he gave me to his credit.
I've got it here. We've got props, people.
We've got props. A Mickey Mouse Club sticker and
autograph.
Autograph. So very cool. Thank you.
It was so funny when we were meeting all the members of Close Enemies. I don't remember. It might have been Peter who said, or Trace, I can't remember. But they were like, you got all this coolness. You got a member of Aerosmith standing here and you're excited about a Mickey Mouse Club sticker.
Hell yeah. And
then our generation, which will come up in just a minute, for our generation, this is also extremely cool.
Because I told Chase, and I was like, I have to ask my brother what year exactly, but it was like 90, 91. Like we got cable in our house for the first time. And so with the cable package at the time, the Disney Channel, that was a big thing that Nickelodeon, like those channels were directed to us. And so, yeah, watching Disney Channel and like this after school daily TV show, the Mickey Mouse Club, you think of it like Saturday Night Live for kids, like more or less a variety show. Yeah, it was awesome. So it was a huge deal. And just all the people that have been on that show over the years, it was very fun. So to meet him, it was really cool. And of course, talking to Tom Hamilton, the legend of Aerosmith. But I do want to shout out, thank you to Close Enemies. They gave us their CD. So it comes out, I believe, March 13th. And you can hear some of the songs streaming right now. But very cool. We got it 2 months early. So thank you.
I would love to do an interview with anyone or all of them. I want like a collect all situation going on with them because they're just all so fascinating in their own right.
And I'm sure it's probably be easier individually interview them because each of them have their own stories. Do a deep
dive. Mm-hmm.
I mean, Trace alone, like he was like kind of like the captain on the stage. Like he was telling funny stories in between the songs and like keeping the crowd going. And shout out to him. Thank you for giving the Bone love on stage.
So sweet.
That was awesome.
Do that. That was really kind.
But your interaction with Tom Hamilton, that was awesome.
Mind blowing. Okay, so we go backstage. So here's a little behind the scenes situation. So they're manager,
Yep.
publicist,
Tour
he does
manager.
everything, tour manager, everything.
Danny,
Danny, he came and got us and brought us down to their dressing room, and we got to meet them and say hello and everything. And we were going one by one because we knew like each one of them for different reasons. And then Tom was last. And I was having a heart palpitations because everybody knows Aerosmith is my first favorite band of all time. That was the first tape I got when I was 5 years old for Christmas. Like, all of it. And so I told Tom this story, and I'm going to explain it here because later on social, I'm going to post that picture and I'm going to say the full stories on the podcast. So that everybody can get the full idea.
Well, in the video I took when the photo was being taken, I was going to share that on the Chasta and Huey social. Be like, want to know the full story behind this video? Check out the episode out now. So you do the photo first, and then I'll do that later.
Perfect. Yeah. So about 25 years ago, I went to the Texas Motor Speedway for Harley Davidson Festival. This was with my ex-husband, Jamie, shout out. He and I stayed up all night long waiting to get into the festival because it was a first come, first serve basis. Like you had to have tickets, but then once you got in the gate, you just ran as fast as you could. So we waited at like 8 hours all night, got front row, which was the goal. And all day we stood there. We had one hot dog. He ate the meat. I ate the bun because we couldn't leave. You couldn't even go to the bathroom, anything. Yeah. And we shared one bottle of water. That was it.
Wow.
And so, it was real dedication. So I end up right between Steven Tyler and Tom Hamilton, right? And so we're standing there throughout the show, and Tom Hamilton flicks. I thought it was a guitar pick at first, but when I caught it for a split second, I saw what it was. It was like a finger cover for his middle finger. And on it said Tom Hamilton's middle finger. Instead of like a guitar pick, that's what it was. That was like his thing that he would hand out at that time. And this douchebag guy like grabbed it from me and stole it out of my hand. And I was just aghast, but he got lost in the crowd and it was gone. Right. So for 25 years, I've had this memory of like, oh my God, that would have been so cool to have that. So when I met Tom, I told him that and he was like, oh yeah. And he said, actually, I think it was Trace said that they just found a big box of those in storage, but they'd been there so long, they sort of all the plastic melted together, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate. But anyways, Tom Hamilton's standing there and he's like, well, I could give you my real middle finger right now. And so he takes a photo with me where we're both flipping off. I mean, I'll show it to you. I'm going to post it. My mom's going to be like, Chasta Lynn. She's going to be so upset with me, but it was worth it because like I said, this was there's the video. There. Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, that's us flipping off. I'll post it on social. We'll post it on all the pages later. But it was me and Tom. His face kills me too. It's just so freaking classic. But 25 years in the making, that moment of me finally getting his middle finger. So it was a cool moment.
I mean, that's the thing. You were upset like for the last 25 years, you lost like a plastic.
That was like two words mixed into one. Plastic prosthetic. Yes.
Plastic. I'm making up my own vocabulary now. Plastic. Yeah. Plastic prosthetic. No, was it like I just to clarify, was it a mini middle finger or was it just a piece of plastic that he just held under?
It looked like a cover, like it was like a guitar pick, but in the shape of a middle finger, like for like plucking the bass, slapping the bass.
Interesting. I was trying to look it up just now. Google like.
Did you find anything?
No, I mean I'll look again more later, but
I don't think he did that for a real long time. I think it was that early 2000s that he did that.
I thought it was like a miniature finger, like a mini hand on there.
Yeah. Oh, like no, yeah. It was like, I mean, it was about that big. I mean, it was good enough for me to like catch mid.
Okay, so it was almost like a piece of protection on his finger while he's playing. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So so while you didn't get that, you got the real middle finger.
I got to meet it. Don't you love live radio / live podcast?
Yeah.
It was a very cool moment. So I've been hesitant to post it because again, it's a little naughty. But it's I mean, it's a moment for me and there's a story behind it.
And exactly, like I said, and it was cool. Like afterwards, you and I were leaving after the show. We went downstairs. You were getting your stuff, and Tom Hamilton was by himself in the dressing room, and we had like that one last goodbye, thank you to him. I thought that was really cool. Just the three of us. Like, thank you, Tom, for amazing night. Thank you for all the years of music, and just thank you for. And he was like, oh, thank you as well. Like it was just cool, like that one last one-on-one moment at the end of the night to wrap it up. So that was just
it was
cool.
surreal. It was
Yeah.
surreal. I mean, Green Day's your favorite, Aerosmith's my favorite. So you can very easily put this into perspective,
Oh
like
yeah.
having that moment. Because you've had moments with, Trey and Billy and Mike in
Hmm.
all these years. I haven't had as many. I mean, Steven Tyler did lick my face one time.
Yeah.
And I will interview him one day. It will happen.
Well, that's the thing. I was telling my brother Tommy about what happened, and he's like, "Oh, you met almost all of them because technically met Joe Perry when he came by the studio, met Steven Tyler and Joe Perry.
And you and I interviewed Joe Perry.
That's right, on the phone. We did
Right
that.
before he had a heart attack. Remember that? That
And
was
then,
wild.
yeah, and then you had the separate phone interview with him as well.
Yep.
But yeah, so it's like I've met 3 out of the 5. So Brad Whitford oh my god, the drummer. Oh my god, I'm blanking.
Joey Kramer.
Joey Kramer, yeah.
Yeah, I've never met Joey. Brad Whitford's son was commenting on our post yesterday. Did you see that?
Really?
On Instagram. I saw the last name Whitford and I thought, surely that's not Brad's son. Sure as shit it is. I was like, oh, look at that.
Hold on, let me look real quick. He didn't say anything bad, did he?
No. He was, I think he just left like a emoji comment or whatever, but I went down the rabbit hole to figure out if that was him or not. And it is, and he's a musician. So I'm going to have to check out his stuff now.
Hell
Pretty
yeah,
cool though.
Awesome.
I know. Isn't that awesome? Social media is a wild world.
I know.
Let's see. YOLO posted. Michaela says, I am going to post it. Michaela, you can help me apologize to Rooney. She'll be bummed. Plasthetic. Plasthetic is the name of my new brand. Yes, I think
Plasthetic, baby.
That was a moment of genius on your part. Those dudes just had the coolest old school rigs, great classic rock band all the way around.
Yeah.
I will say, I was thinking about that, Thomas, and as I was watching Trace, I thought all the work he's done being a guitar tech in his life, it would be a little bit intimidating to be his guitar tech. You know what I mean? The guitar tech to the stars, you're the guitar tech for him. Like, that would be a little stressful, but he's the nicest human ever. So.
Yeah, that's why I love to ask Trace. It's like, by being in that spot that he has for a job for so many years, like when someone texts for him, does he have like higher standards now, or is he more laid back?
Right?
Laid back, knowing like, maybe some people have been, I don't know, I'm just speculating, but maybe some people he worked with have not been the most nicest or friendliest. So he's like, I don't want to repeat that. So I'm going to be nice to whoever's working for me. I want to pay it forward like that. So
I can't imagine him being anything but wonderful. He was so kind. Like, I can't imagine him having tooed with anybody. I would be shocked. Never got to see Aerosmith. Bought 5 tickets 5 times and all canceled 5 times.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of cancellations with them. So it was really special to meet Tom and open for him. No kidding, Thomas. And by the way, I do not want to diminish. State Line Empire effing killed it.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Like, seriously, as soon as they came on, they played the first song, and I went, they got something to prove tonight. They are really going for it. And it was cool because Brother Scott on bass, that was his first time ever playing the Guild.
That's right, because the last couple times.
He's been out with Five Finger.
Yeah, so they were on all cylinders. Like, okay, not to sound biased, but obviously going to sound biased as friends of the band. It's really, like, as long as I've known State Line Empire, the band in existence, I've said it before and I'll say it again, this really is the best lineup that they ever had. No, I'm not trying to throw shade at any of the past members. I'm friends with past members and stuff, but like this version of the band has been the most fun to watch, the best songwriting, just the sound and just them on stage, the presentation, they're all vibing together, just having fun. They all kind of look alike too. You know what I mean? Like they have like that, like they all look like they belong together on stage.
Totally.
It's not
similar vibe.
It's not 4 individuals just jamming together. It's they're all in unison and the songs. It's just like Living Without, like the way they end their sets with that song, it's just so good. And then like In Spite of It All in the beginning of the set kind of gets the crowd going, like just the flow, it's just, I'm just, so good. So State Line Empire, they're just running all cylinders right now. Hope 2026 is going to be a big year for them. Obviously Thomas is in the chat right now. So
yes,
Thomas, keep it up.
Thomas, yes, keep it up.
They got to play Bomb of the Hill a couple more times.
Thomas actually inspired a private conversation between Jay and I yesterday because being the wife of the drummer in a band, I was talking to Trace about this when we met him. Like I am married to Jay, but Jay is also married to State Line Empire. And I've said that before and people kind of laugh about it, but it's extremely true. I mean, we have shared calendars. We have to plan around, what they do together. And so it's very much sharing your love with others. That's hard when people aren't cool. I'll say that very carefully. There have
Yeah.
been times, there have been people in the past that Jay has played with that have not treated me very well. And that is tough because it puts Jay in a bad situation. Like, I'll give you an example. One of his bands that will go unnamed, they were a great band. But whenever I lived down in LA, Jay, they would come down to LA to play, and they wouldn't let me come to dinner because it was band dinner. Even though Jay and I were dating between San Francisco and LA and only saw each other every 2 or 3 weekends,
Yeah.
I would have to wait until after band dinner and then be with Jay. Like, they made a big stink about it. So it's just stupid shit like that. But anyway, my point is
What
the
kind
guys
of logic is that?
yeah, it's brodom. It's like it was those guys were doing music. They were really great musicians, but I think in some ways at that time in their life, they were doing music for maybe the wrong reasons.
Gotcha.
I'll just put it that way, you know?
Okay.
So anyways, but now just having a husband in a band where, like, if you take Jay out of the mix, Tony, Thomas, and Scott are brothers to me.
Yeah.
And like, if something happened in my life, I would call any of them up and they would be right here for me. Like, without question, in a second.
Yeah.
And what a difference. Like, that's just on a very personal level. It makes all the difference in the world. So,
Yes.
I love you guys.
Love you guys. So yeah, no, it was just a lot of fun. It was just a great night. Like I said, the Guild Theater, like we were telling the guys in Close Enemies, like we're very spoiled. Like in Northern California, the Bay Area, we have a lot of great venues from San Francisco to San Jose, Oakland, Berkeley, you know, North Bay as well. Like, we're lucky, you know, between San Francisco, you got the Fillmore, the Warfield, the Regency, as far as like those upper tier club venues, large scale theaters. And then down below, the Guild, and then San Jose. You know, we're lucky. We have a lot of great venues to perform. And so it's just cool seeing like bands like that come through and perform and just make a real fun night out of it. And it was just magical. You know, the crowd, like I really, for the crowds, a little bit older crowds, I thought it was so cool. Starlight Empire was like, a punch in the face.
Really going for it. I know.
So
I know that was the first time at the Guild I've seen them add additional seats. Usually that front area is totally open, but they had that second tier full of seats, and that was great. That was cool. I was like, wow, okay. It was almost like a VIP landing in a way.
Yeah, and you're sitting straight in the middle, staring straight ahead.
Right.
And but yeah, no, that place gets loud. Thank God. Shout out to the Guild for providing earplugs for people when you walk in.
That was huge. That was huge.
That was huge. So no, it was awesome. It's just, and they love the green room. That green room is downstairs is beautiful.
It's ridiculous. It's like a small luxury apartment. Like, I could live in it.
Oh yeah, it's bigger than some apartments in San Francisco. But that's the thing. It's like I don't know what else to like. It's I was gonna say the band Close Enemies. I'll just say it's cool. Like, they don't have any egos. They're easy to talk to. They're approachable. And obviously it's cool that they're thanking us for our support for them. Cause like, I don't think any other radio stations were like helping promote their shows in different markets and stuff. So it was cool. Like, our logo was on the flyer and graphics and stuff. So it was cool that they really appreciate and respect that. And like, all 5 of them were just super nice and supportive. And, you know, we made some new friends with this band. Yeah. So, you know, this is why we do this stuff, like making these relationships and like helping new projects, new bands come through and help support, and then also promote the venue and other bands opening up and all that stuff. So
yeah, it's true. It's nice to put out the effort and then be seen and have that like reciprocal energy is so cool. So I'm excited to get to know them better, have those interviews and all the cool chats to come. All right. So we do have a segue here. We have a radio segue, everybody. So this Mickey Mouse sticker inspired our conversation today because for our generation, this was a big deal among many other things. And nostalgia is so real. Like, it's amazing how nostalgia can make you feel. And you found a really cool article about Gen X, actually, right?
Yeah. So that's the thing is, like, as you mentioned, I think nostalgia is really big right now. I think social media really feeds in nostalgia. Like, I don't know about you, but I follow a lot of pages that like celebrate the history of pop culture from like the 80s, the 90s, even early 2000s. And so I feel like multiple times a week, I'll go on there and these different accounts post stuff. I'm like, oh, I remember that TV show. I remember those type of clothes. I remember that music. I remember like those items. And so with that, like, I think nostalgia is always just on the top of our minds because I think a lot of us will get older and we just want to relive the past, to quote the glory days. But yeah, it was really cool. This article I found, I'll just say this. Someone asked, what's the most Gen X thing ever? And the responses were awesome. So this was like a Reddit conversation that started online. And
Okay.
really, it was just the question was, when you think of Gen X, like what comes to mind? And just to clarify, so baby boomers are people that were born in 1946 to 1964.
That's our parents.
Yeah, millennials are 1981 to 1996. So technically, you and I are millennials. But that's the thing. Like when I was going over this list, I'm like, I can relate to a lot of the Gen X stuff because you and I
Right.
are like, the way you call it, older.
Right on the cusp. We're elder millennials,
Elder
technically.
millennials.
So Gen X is people who were born from 1965 to 1980. I
Yeah.
was born in 81. You were 83.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're considered elder millennials. But I agree with you. When you brought this to my attention, I was like, yeah, there's a lot of stuff from the Gen X world. My husband, Jay, is Gen X. And he, I think, well, I'll get into the differences in a minute, but I agree with you.
Okay.
I definitely identify with a lot of this stuff.
And yeah, it's just a different world. So like the cool thing about this is like we're the last generation that grew up with no internet and the internet world.
Right.
So here, I'll go down the list real quick. We'll power through this of like what are like the top things people think of when they think of Gen X. So number one, the word whatever. So
whatever. I had a shirt that said that. Whatever.
I mean, what the movie Clueless, that was like I think got really popular in that movie was whatever. Yeah. So whenever you like something,
whatever. Alicia Silverstone, she was on the Golden Globes last night. People were talking about her reactions behind the host. People were like zooming in on her because she was like bored.
So
whatever. She was thinking whatever.
Another one, taping songs off the radio. You think about that. Like I did that. I mean, that back then the radio, like, okay, we had the radio and MTV, those two things, like that's how we heard music, got exposed to music. And then from there, go to the record store, whatever, buy stuff.
Right.
But like that was like appointment listening was really important because I used to record stuff like some stations will have like a countdown. So I knew like, if I want to hear my favorite new song, I got to tune in at this time for this hour to hear like a countdown and record some songs. I have old tapes of like songs, like new singles at the time. And that was my way to hear it. That way saves me money and I have to go buy the new single, or the single maybe wasn't available just yet, or the album was going to be out for a couple months. So you had that cassette to kind of listen to songs over and over.
Yeah, and you would have the radio DJ on the very first part of it. I still have those that were introducing it. That's so funny.
Which for me, growing up, I used to hate when the DJs talk over the beginning of the songs. That's why for me, I don't do that because even though
you're not a poster, it's hilarious because you and I are opposite in that way.
That's the thing, because like I grew up and I was like, oh, don't talk over the beginning of that cool riff, that intro. Like I want to hear that. But I get it. Like as far as the strategy behind that, you're like keeping the energy going to keep the momentum going, all that. Now working in radio,
old school art form.
But old school me be like, don't talk. I want the whole song clean by itself. I don't want some random DJ. Hey, how's it going?
I'm taking. I feel attacked.
Here's a new one from Green Day. This is off Dookie. Something like that. So
that's why we can do it now because they're not new ones to us anymore.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And we've heard a million times. Yeah, I've heard them a million times. Next one, arcades. So yeah, arcades back in the day, that was your escape.
We didn't have access to that in Sulphur, Oklahoma. We had the bowling alley.
Okay, so the liquor store around the corner from my house used to have a couple arcade machines inside.
Oh,
so
wow.
Go in there, get a soda or candy or snack.
In the liquor store?
Yeah, so they had a couple in there. And then even the 7-Eleven down the street used to have an arcade. But then also like the bowling alley here in Alameda, they had a huge arcade in there. I mean, so like getting lost, if you have a handful of quarters, you can keep yourself entertained for hours. And, at the time, like we didn't have like Nintendo or something like that. Like I got Sega Genesis in the early 90s, but before that didn't have like a gaming system. My uncle had the Atari at the time, but so like arcade was like your way to play these video games if you didn't have like a home system. So I always took that.
That was a big deal at the time.
Oh yeah, like I said, you get hours of entertainment and socializing, people playing, people watching you play, and like challenging each other, all that stuff, just that social interaction.
Yes, Michaela, the skating rink did have some machines too. They had like a wall of those machines, and then they had the foosball machines that were really big at the time. God, that feels so innocent. Like the nostalgia is even hitting me right now. Like it just feels such an innocent time to me.
Well, with that though, remember that was the last generation of being forgotten. Like you can go out of the house early in the morning and be gone all day, and like no one can hunt you down, find you, couldn't track your location, couldn't call, couldn't text you. you were out surviving on your own, out in the wilderness, out in the mean streets, wherever you grew up on.
Yep.
I totally remember that. I mean, for me, I always like, I think with my mom would be like, okay, like be gone for an hour, come back. Like, you know, kind of like you had to time it, like have the honor system, trust each other.
Yeah, but you lived in like a major city where shit can happen. I lived in the middle of nowhere, and we would go out. What blows my mind now, especially being a mom to a 9-year-old, because I know at this age I was doing this stuff. We would go out, my brother and I would go out on like our four-wheelers or my motorcycle. And I had a bad accident one time, like a bad accident. I laid my motorcycle down. I've got scars on my left side from it. But I had to walk my bleeding ass home, like probably almost 2 miles. I had no way to contact anybody. Like, that's crazy to think about now.
Oh my God, you just reminded me something deep in my brain. I got hit by a car once on my bike.
Oh my God, that's right. I forgot about that. You did tell me that.
It was, I was in Alameda down by the beach. There's a nursing home that my grandma used to be at. And so I used to ride down there. And I was just riding by. This car came out of like an alleyway, and I was going through and they hit me right on, hit the back of my tire, my back tire. And I flipped over like, whoa. The person jumped out. You okay? You okay? And I was like, yeah.
How old were you then?
Probably 10, 11, 12, maybe.
So about the same age. Okay. Yeah.
Late elementary, early middle school, probably. So, because I was like, because your bike was like your everything. That was your independence to get out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
And like before a license, that's the way you disappear. So I used to ride that always to the park and stuff. But like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And I looked at my bike, and I think there was no major damage.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, you go home and tell your parents, like, what? And it's like, how can you find the person afterwards? I don't remember if I got their info or not. I'm like,
probably did it. Yeah. You're like, I'm good. Brush it off.
Yeah. There's a big one. This has obviously been big in the news lately. Music videos, just the art of music videos. We talked about radio earlier, but music videos, MTV, just the visual component of watching your favorite songs and your favorite band. That's how you fell in love.
Big deal.
Yeah, I mean, you could do 30 minutes just talking about the importance of music videos and recording on your VHS on the VCR. I used to I remember when like MTV would announce stuff like, we have a Green Day special tonight. I remember I recorded this full MTV special about the premiere of Green Day's music video for Geek Stink Breath. It was in promotion Insomniac album. Green Day had exploded with Dookie the year before. John Sensio from MTV, the old MTV VJ. I still remember it. John Sensio, he had the ponytail hair. He had the blue and white shirt. It's probably on YouTube. Like I remember it's every aspect of that clearly. But yeah, I used to record that, Metallica stuff. Yeah, I record all that stuff, the music videos.
I mean, I learned everything about the world from Kurt Loder. And that's why it was weird, too, that you and I became good friends with Matt Pinfield, because we grew up watching Matt. And, you know, now he's like a brother. But it's just kind of, it was funny at first. We were like, whoa, this is trippy.
Okay, so we'll keep power through this real quick. Swatch watches.
Yeah, that was a big deal. You can actually get throwback ones for a couple $100 still on Amazon. They were like block colors, like very 80s colors. I never had one because they were pretty expensive for our families, but that was a big deal.
I'm not a watch person. I never really been a watch person. I never like anything on my wrists. Like
trend.
CD cases. Huge.
Okay, I got a prop. Still, this weighs about 20 pounds. Ooh. So I just went and got this out of the trunk of my Jeep. So I have 3 of these big daddies and I have 2 of the other small ones and then one other really small one. But I probably have, a couple thousand CDs that I keep in my Jeep. I don't even have a CD player in my Jeep. I cannot part with these bitches. I cannot do it. I can't.
So, I'm with you. I had a bunch of CD cases. What I ended up doing years ago, I took them all out, I put them back in the CD cases, and then I started ripping.
Threw my back out.
God. You could do weightlifting.
Yeah, I know.
But those CDs, I put them back in the CD cases, and then I started.
Yeah, I got rid of my cases because it was too much. But you kept yours.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I have the sleeves. I took the sleeves out. The sleeves are in there with the CDs. The plastic cases I got rid of just because it was bulky.
Interesting. So yeah, I because I started ripping all my CDs, so I still have mine. And keep in mind, there's been a big debate lately about keeping your physical media, because think about it, with streaming, at any given time, a band, an artist, even movies and stuff online, if you take something off streaming, you lose access to that. And then how do you watch or listen to something now? So having physical media as a backup resource, that is important, I think, to a certain extent.
I can feel Dennis Willis feels so vindicated right now because this is something we have talked about on Soundwaves TV several times. And at first, the very first time he brought this up, I was like, no, it's just clutter. Get rid of it. You don't need it. And now, because of the argument you just made, I get it. I see it. I understand.
So I got a bunch of DVDs, Blu-rays, Avengers, Back to the Future, like all that stuff. I have that just in case.
That's how Dennis is too. He's got all that stuff. Yep.
Number 8 here, last generation to live without the internet. God, just think about a world where you weren't constantly checking the internet, checking what other people saying. No one could voice their opinion out there.
All the noise, just
all the noise,
the constant noise. It's like, I really wonder what my brain is sometimes if I just let it be for 3 or 4 days. It's unheard of. I saw a meme, and the irony is not lost on me. I saw a meme on the internet the other day that said, in the 90s, we used the internet to escape life, and now we use life to escape the internet. And I was like, that is so real. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, back in the day, like now you could put like a Facebook post out, and that's how people interact in the comments stuff. Back in the day, you would just interact with like your coworkers, like water cooler talk and stuff like that. Like that was the extent of like your conversations about current events.
Social network, right?
Or your family, your friends, your coworkers, your classmates, all that stuff. Now you could put anything out there, and like anyone around the world potentially could see it and respond. So, I mean, that's a whole big conversation. Yeah, I do.
Something about that's really nostalgic to me along those lines is the phone. Like we had one phone number in our house, one phone. And so like if my brother wanted time, we would have to fight over time. If he wanted to talk to his girlfriend and I wanted to talk to a friend, it was like a huge battle because it was busy. Like if somebody was calling us, you would get a busy tone.
Yeah,
I remember when call waiting was invented. Holy crap, that was a big deal.
Game changer. It's like, what?
Oh my God.
Someone's calling?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 sec. Let me hear who it is. And then
that's so crazy. I know. That was such a moment.
Mom, your friend's calling, but I'm not done yet.
Yep, totally.
The Young Ones, that was that British comedy TV show that was on in the early 80s, 82 to 84. I don't remember I didn't watch that. Yeah, it's too old. I just remember like Motorhead had a legendary performance on there. So you can check that on YouTube. Recommend that.
There are some of those differences. Jay will bring up stuff because he actually is a Gen Xer. And so he'll bring up stuff from that time, late 70s, early 80s. And I'm like, I got nothing on that. And he thinks I'm just being an asshole and trying to point out how old he is, and I'm not.
Another one here, being unreachable, is kind of goes back to being unforgotten.
We all preach it. We would all love it. We would all like that would be wonderful. Sounds ideal.
Like you tell your parents, like, hey, I'm gonna go for a bike ride. I'll be back in a couple hours. And like, unless you had like a watch, you kind of like estimate like how long you're out. What time it is.
For us, it was sunset. I know for you, it was probably street lights because you lived in the city. But for us, when it started getting dark, we had to go home.
Yeah, exactly. And so, but yeah, your parents are like, where the hell is my kid at? And you're like, hopefully they come back soon.
Or did they? I had a lot of friends, their parents didn't give a shit.
Yeah. The neighbor, dude, there was a brat neighbor kid across the street, used to live right across the street. He would disappear down the street, and his parents would come outside, start yelling his name. I remember it, Corey. That's like Corey. Like these, they were white trash people, annoying. But they would come outside across the street. I have always issues with various neighbors here. So
you do.
Oh yeah, like did I tell you like to keep my parking spot out front, I've been using recycle bins. My recycle bins to block off my section.
You're that guy on Nextdoor. Oh my God, I love it.
Yes, well, I'll show. Like you could show. I could if I'll have to take a photo. But yeah, but these neighbors across the street, because their kid would never come home. He's down the street, and they would just come outside and start yelling because they didn't have cell phones then.
Right.
And I'll be inside the house, and all of a sudden I hear like, who's shouting outside? And it's the parents yelling for their kid down the street to come home.
For their child. God,
like, how about you just walk your ass down there and go find them?
That's crazy.
Anyway. All right, a couple more here. Garbage Pail Kids. I remember that. Yeah,
that was huge.
Even the
Those
movie
are coming back around now.
The movie too was creepy at the time.
Yeah.
Like, whoa. Blockbuster on a Friday night. Legendary.
Oh my God.
Oh
that
my
was
God.
Even into college. That was.
Total. I mean, hell, up into the early 2000s. Before Netflix was, mailing stuff out. But yeah. Oh my God, going to Blockbuster and picking up a pizza on the way home. Bam, you're watching TGIF into the movie.
Nostalgic. Oh my
God, I'm set. That's the thing. Like these Gen X stuff here. I'm like, I relate to a lot of this stuff too. Trapper keepers. I'm trying to remember.
Oh my God. Hold on. I have another prop. Hold on. As an adult, I loved my Trapper Keeper so much.
It's a binder.
As an adult, I have an adult version of my Trapper Keeper that I keep everything in to be organized for work. And it literally opens up like that because I love Trapper Keeper so much. I found like an adult nice leather one. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, so Trapper Keeper, it's pretty much like a high-tech binder with the fold and the Velcro. Okay. Yeah. I remember those two. Dude, I love school supplies.
Oh,
school supplies.
Oh my God, me too.
The binder, the pocket, the zip up thing. You put like your eraser, your pencil,
colored pens, highlighters.
I loved all that. All right, a couple more hypercolor shirts.
What? Oh my God, I have not thought about hypercolor shirts since I was what? Oh my God, yes, that was the shirt that would change colors on the temperature.
Oh,
or if you like wadded it up, it was kind of like tie dye.
I'm looking at photos there on Google. Like you could put like your handprint.
Yes, the body heat would change the color. So if it was pink, your body heat would make like a blue handprint or whatever.
Okay.
I haven't thought about that in forever. Do they still have those?
Maybe.
Oh I never do some research now.
I never.
You didn't have one?
Really see those? Yeah, wore those. Green Day has a hypercolor cup. So the family and friends section backstage after their concert at Oracle Park about a year and a half ago. Their cups, it said Green Day, and it's like a clear cup. And then when it got cold, it turned pink. So it changed color with the temperature. So I still have that. Thing is awesome. I love
God, they still make them. I'm buying one for Cody. They still have them. Oh my God, I'm so excited about this.
You can put your face in it, and like
yes, you could totally yes. Oh my God, this is amazing. I'm so excited. Wow, that's nostalgia.
All right, well, last one here: payphone scams. Okay. So using a payphone, make a collect call to someone else, and saving money that way. So,
oh my God, that brings back memories.
Usually, God, it's been so long since I've done a collect call. But usually, collect call, you're like, who you calling, and you give the number and the name, and a lot of times people will say their message real quick. Yeah. And in that time, in that slot where you're supposed to say the 4
seconds.
Name. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm a collect call to Chasta, and then from Danny, and then it's like. Chasta, you have a collect call from, and instead of saying Danny, say Chasta, I'll be home in 30 minutes. Bye.
Yeah, totally.
So you leave your message in the spot where you're supposed to say your name.
Space. Yeah.
Chasta, I'm getting pizza. Be home in a bit. So
we were literally trying to save our quarters.
Yeah.
That's where it was at, like that's, oh my God.
I remember those moments. The person, getting the call, be like, all right, I got the message. I'll need to accept it and then hang up. And then either one of you pay any money. Yeah. Right. Or sometimes you do a collect call to someone long distance, and that's cheaper than the long distance fees at the time. Because remember,
the long distance fees at the time were unbelievable. And we're so lucky that we can call anywhere now. Like it's crazy to me.
Or back in the day, using what was to get information, 411, right?
411.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that costs money to use that feature. Like now we can do anything on our phone at just the cost of either Wi-Fi or data plan now.
Unlimited data plan. You just reminded me too. I loved doing it as a kid is calling up the local theater, which was not local for us. We didn't have one in Sulphur, but getting the showtimes. They would read off the movie showtimes for you. I always loved doing that. And the time and date. There was a number for the time and date too.
Oh yeah. Was it popcorn? Was popcorn? Popcorn. What was that? Was that for movie times?
I think that was movie times. I'm pretty sure.
Call Popcorn first, a nostalgic old phone service in Northern California where you could dial on a landline to hear the exact time and date.
Wow. Is that still work? We need to try that.
The number is 767-2676. That's Popcorn.
Oh my God. Hold on. Do that one more time.
Okay.
Hold on. I'm gonna call it in real time.
Yeah, there's no area code though. Okay. 767 2676.
2676. Yeah, I wonder if there's no area code.
But it says Northern California. So really, was that only here?
Welcome to Verizon Wireless.
Okay.
It doesn't do it for some reason.
Damn it. Oh my God.
So I guess you need to put in a 415 or 510 or something.
Maybe,
we'll have to try that another time.
Anyway, that's the thing. If you're listening to this right now, please leave a comment on the YouTube channel right now. What are some other things that remind you of the Gen X, or what defines the Gen X generation? Like, what would you do or you say? The language, the activities you would do, the clothes, the fashion, the pop culture, music, all that
I
stuff.
think a big difference and this is going to be a hot take, and this is probably controversial, but this is the joke in our house. I think the difference between Gen X would be Jay and technically a millennial, which would be me, is the adaptation to technology. Like technically us in the millennial world, we were introduced to technology. We lived in both worlds, but we dove into technology.
Yeah.
Like Jay, like if he has an issue with his computer, he's like, help. I have to just be like, move.
Yeah.
I think that is a little bit of the difference between that couple years. There are, of course, people in that generation that did it too. But I think as by and large, it was the adaptation to what was coming next.
God,
we had no choice to dive in.
Yeah, there's such a great article here. And that's why I get more nostalgic now. Like I see stuff from like the early 90s. I'm like, oh, I want to go back to that time because it was just so interesting. You would go to school and then when you come home, you see what's on MTV. You see what bands are being played.
Saved by the Bell.
Exposed to you the movies, the TV shows at the time, the music. And, you had the pick of, I mean, you were being force fed what the powers that be tell you. This is the cool trend right now. You must like this, but it's all we had at times, all we know. Today, now you can get lost in finding your own stuff, what your own interests are. It's kind of amazing now. Like as a music fan, if I had like all this stuff as a kid, man, there'd be so many more bands I would probably be into now.
But can I say one thing on that? I actually have to jump off and finish my show. But the one thing I want to say about that is that also, though, I think bonded us as a generation. Because now, like, we all loved Saved by the Bell or we all loved MTV. Like, because we didn't have 100,000 channels. We didn't have the internet to do anything we wanted to look up anything. We all kind of had to like the same thing or at minimum be aware of all the same things. We all knew what was out there. Now, it seems like Cody's generation, they have a million things they could be into. So there's no like bonding over like, oh, we all liked this thing or we all knew what this was.
God, I just remember Mark McGrath from Sugar Ray was on Steve-O's podcast recently, and there's a great clip on YouTube. I was just bringing it up right now. His brilliant theory on why we're so nostalgic for the 90s. I don't know if I could play this for you. Oh, God. Let me see if I can just hear it real quick. I don't know if I should play. I don't know if I should play it for you guys. I don't know. Can we play it? Yeah, we can play other people's podcasts. I think that's fine.
I think so.
Okay.
As long as it doesn't have music, I don't think we should.
No. Share screen. Give me 1 sec. There's actually a great clip here. You just reminded me about that. Okay. Boom. There we go. Okay.
I think the 90s too, Steve-O, in particular, it's the last decade that we all shared entertainment together. Now, when I say that, meaning like new videos came out on Friday. We all saw it at the same time. Records came out on Tuesday. We watched Seinfeld on 9 o'clock on Thursdays on NBC at the same time. It was the last time we all shared water cooler talk.
That's really, really interesting of a point.
Yeah, that's
it really is.
Before the media became so fragmented.
Right.
So
social media, Napster came in and like, when's the last time you bought a record? Let me share this. You buy a record, it goes into whatever it goes into. There's no tangible quality to it. That wasn't the case in the 90s, You held something in your hands, you looked at it, and we all looked at the same time. You listen to it, you call your friends, here's track 3. And so
the excitement of going to a record store, buying the record.
I worked in a record store.
Yeah, dude.
On the cash register in 1996. And I remember like just all day long, the Sublime self-titled album and Tool Enema. There was
just neck and neck for number one in the record, and setting up the POPs, the point of purchase where everybody looks at.
So they go on about that,
but he made my exact point. Me and Mark McGrath are on the same. That it was that bonding over the thing, and I think that is lost now. I just think there's too many options now, and you don't have that collective love of something.
Exactly.
That's too bad. So. Well, Jason. From Close Enemies. Thank you for the sticker, brother. Thank you for sending us down that rabbit hole. This is very nostalgic. I'm going to put it on my bulletin board here in the studio. It was a cool moment for us. We were both geeking out over it. So thank you for inspiring our podcast. We got to send this to them.
The theme song for the old Mickey Mouse Club, or I guess it was technically the third generation. Because remember, the original was in the 50s, then the 70s, then the late 80s, early 90s. But MIC KEYMOUSE, Mickey Mouse. But then the music, you can watch the intros on YouTube. But the way the 90s graphics,
Chase with his red hair.
Oh my God,
dude. Oh, that's so great. I love it.
Awesome.
I was showing Jay that yesterday because he didn't put it together in real time. And he was like, oh my God, he was that kid? I'm like, yes.
And that's the thing. We interview him. I would love to ask him because, he was in like a pop band, The Party, which was members of the Mickey Mouse Club in the early 90s. So like, was pop always more like his thing? But now he's doing like this classic rock, blues, soulful sounding.
Got some moves. He's got some grooves. I can't even I can't, but that guy is, wow. I mean, not just an incredible voice, but he's a whole package. Like, it's so good. So good.
So,
all right. Well, I have to go finish my show.
Okay.
This has been super duper fun, super nostalgic. Michaela, you would have thrived in the 90s. She said, God, I wish I could have experienced the 90s. You would have definitely... You would have been all over it. You were a 90s kid at heart, for sure. Thank you guys for being here with us in the chat. It makes it so much fun. We love hanging out with you in real time. And we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.